To NURFM 103.7. It is a pleasure to actually finally see this gentleman instead of just talking to him over the phone as we've been doing over the last few months. Although he was here last week, I wasn't.
I got back early.
Our exercise physiologist, Mark Goswell. Good morning, sir. And did you haven't needed the GPS to work out how to get back to the joint? You're okay?
I got back here okay, but no one let me in because I don't think that they recognise me.
That's just because you look a little bit creepy. That's nothing to do with...
Yes, I do.
It's nothing to do with the geography. It's more the...
More the look.
It's the look. It's what's going on.
I've always said I've got a head for radio.
Exactly. But today we're talking injuries, but the concept that injuries don't happen overnight. But they will happen.
They will happen,
That's my ad there.
I do like it. Yeah, mate. Look, it's one of those things that injuries don't just occur for the sake of it. So, look, I teach courses all around Australia, and one of the things that I ask a lot of the people that we teach is how many of their clients have actually injured themselves doing something perfectly.
Not many, I'd say.
No, not many.
No.
They all look at me with a blank face and go, actually, you're onto something. Yeah, no one actually causes an injury because they wake up and go, oh, cool, I'm going to move absolutely perfect today and put my body under the exact amount of loads and I'm going to injure myself. It's just not how it happens.
I'm guessing if you're lifting a lounge, lifting a TV, helping to lift a bed, if you're doing it, everybody's doing it the right way and within their own capabilities, not much is going to happen except a bit of work and a bit of sweat. But where can we go wrong though?
Yeah, look, where we always go wrong is either we're doing something outside of our own capabilities. So we're either lifting more than what we can or we're doing more than what we can. So we look at either load, repetition or movement. So if you're doing a movement that's beyond your capabilities or something that's placing excessive load through the joints, the body will break down. It's a protective mechanism. If we're doing something in terms of too much load, like I had someone the other day who's like got tightness in their Achilles, which is down into the calf, and it's a case of they had 10 weeks off over COVID and then went back to training 7 days a week. And
which was fine if they'd had 3 days off, but not when you've had
not 10 weeks.
A couple of months.
Yeah, so it's more of a case of people just go and do too much too soon, or they're doing something well and truly outside of their own capabilities.
I always think this is where our body fights against us, and it's a conspiracy from our biology, I think. Our body hates us. Like, if you work up to a point and you can do some things, whether it's lifting stuff or strength or exercise, whatever it is, but you have a bit of time off and then the body says, no, but you sort of have to go back and start again.
Yeah, 100%. Like the body's
which wrecks your mind because you think, oh no, I've got to start all over again.
Well, it's like, what's the point? Yeah. And everyone's just like, okay, well, what's the point if I'm going to keep breakdown and degenerating? And that's probably why I've got a career and I'm never out of work, is because the body inherently breaks down. So, it only takes around 4 to 6 weeks for our body to essentially forget what we were capable of doing in the past. And that's what the gyms always count on, the fact that, you hit that 4 to 6 weeks and you want to come back. So it's a case of just being constant, being regular. And the problem is that when you do go and do way too much, way too soon, or something outside of your capabilities, you'll break down and then you've got to start the whole process and the whole cycle again. So I suppose the message is to stay active and keep functional and strength and fit as often as you can without having to go over the top and do way too much. It's about moderation.
So would the key be, if you're going through, say, a busy period where, you've come from a spot where you've been very active, but you're going to be very busy for a while, at least make sure that you're doing something.
Yeah, 100%. You've just got to keep moving. You've got to keep moving. I had the same thing. I just got stupidly busy over the last couple of weeks and too much sitting, too much time in front of the computer, not doing any type of movement or exercise, and all the injuries that I've got started to sort of rear their ugly head after about 2 weeks. And that's all it takes. But, getting back into training 2 or 3 days and you're back on top of it. So it's about doing the right choices, the right thing, the right load. And, I mean, that's why you come and see an exercise physiologist, because it's easy for me to say all this, but there's a science behind it, there's a technique, and it's got to be individualised to your needs.
At the very core, just keep moving.
Just keep moving. Like, get off your butt, stop sitting, keep moving, go for a walk. Just be active around the house. Like, there's so much you can do that we class as incidental exercise. Take the stairs, park in the first car park you find, not the one, not drive around for 20 minutes to find the closest park to the gym to go and get on the treadmill.
And I've got to say, this morning, and I'm normally on, over the last couple of weeks, been on the streaming services already, and they're probably sending you an email, we want you to come back. So I understand what you're saying.
But you can get on the streaming services while you're walking on a treadmill.
That's also true. All right, so great advice as always from our exercise physiologist. Great to see him, by the way, Mark Goswell, here at 2NURFM 103.7.
2NURFM, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.